Hej, siema, witajcie moi drodzy, z tej strony Altair. Kontynuujemy przygody z Broken Sword 5. Klątwa węża. Ostatnio ustaliliśmy, gdzie prawdopodobnie jest ta cała tablica, którą poszukujemy. Jesteśmy przy górze z twarzą, którą widzieliśmy na obrazie La Maledizione. Jak się wymawiało tą nazwę, prawda? No, whatever. Tutaj są gdzieś nasi znajomi. Prawdopodobnie pewnie są w kapliczce, więc...
Josh, the chapel looks like it's been built right into the rock.
You're right. We should
Więc
take a look
idziemy się z nimi
inside.
spotkać, a później jeszcze przy okazji może, ale to może
How old do you think
już
the
dziś
chapel
w tym
is?
odcinku
I'm guessing the
znajdziemy
exterior is a couple hundred years
to,
old, but the
czego
inside,
szukamy od
no.
początku gry.
Some parts could be much older.
I powiem się, że coś się zaczęło od morderstwa w jakimś muzeum, tak? Masakra.
You think somehow this chapel might be connected to the face in the rock?
At a guess, I would say so.
Dokładnie.
Hey, look, it's Pearl and Dwayne.
Come on, honey bun. Things ain't that bad.
You just don't understand. Today's been a disaster.
But
The monastery was closed. We got stuck in the cable car. And now this place is a building site.
aw, sweetie pie.
This was supposed to be the spiritual highlight of our trip, Dwayne. But the only spirit I see is that rotten turpentine over there.
Aw, heck.
Clearly, the Hendersons weren't having a great vacation.
Chodźmy z nimi pogadać najpierw. Zróbmy najgorsze, co jest przed nami, czyli rozmowa.
Pearl,
Shh. She doesn't want to be disturbed.
great to see you again, Mr. Henderson.
Great to see you too, George. Great work back there with the cable car.
Is Pearl okay?
I wish. I'm afraid we're having one of those days where everything goes wrong.
Tell me about it.
Aż mi się wzięło na łzy.
What have you been up to since we last met in Claramonte?
Well,
Gdzie?
there was that little sideshow in Rome, but we can't talk about that. You know why, George.
I do? I do.
Why?
Top secret.
Need to know, Nico. Dwayne is, snoozer.
Don't you mean a sleeper?
No way, honey. A snoozer's at least 2 pay grades up from a sleeper. So I hear. Anyway, I don't believe I've had the pleasure, Miss,
Nicole Collar. Call me Nico.
well, how's about that? So this is the beautiful Nico. No wonder you've been hiding her away from me, George boy.
Gosh, no,
It's lovely to finally meet you too, Mr. Henderson. George has told me so much about you.
Oh, call me Dwayne, my dear. And let me assure you of one thing. Everything you've heard is quite possibly true.
Dwayne was loud, large, and short-sighted, but boy was he a charmer. Is there anything we can do for Pearl?
I sure as hell hope so, George. She's been planning and researching this trip for years, our little pilgrimage. And Santa Cova Chapel here was the cherry on the cake. Not a thing she don't know about this place. Madonna, blah, blah, blah. Chapel built in, yada, yada, yada. She's Santa Cova's very own walking encyclopedia. Well, weeping encyclopedia, I should say.
Okej.
So what brings you to Santa Cova?
Pearl's idea from the get-go. Ever since the unfortunate car accident back home, she's been scouring those pilgrimage brochures. Gotta be full of wonder and life-changing imagery. Got to have penance potential. Got to offer a real spiritual experience.
Well, I'm sure this place will be very spiritual once it's finished.
Uuu.
If the chapel is not what she expected, how about the monastery?
Hot dog, no. That place is for tourists, not pilgrims.
No tak, to jest mega różnica.
You said she expected a spiritual experience?
No, that's what the brochure promised. Pilgrimages, little monk fellas, singing, shafts of light, the whole shebang.
No to lipny dzień.
Bells, bells and heavenly lights.
Yeah, that's what the lady wanted.
Oj, ten plan w pigułę i...
Oh, excuse me, yeah, Pearl needs me. There, dear.
Pearl could be a mine of information about the chapel if we could just cheer her up.
Dobra, co my tu mamy? Rusztowanie.
The scaffolding was a little loose. Everything rattled. It made a surprisingly dulcet noise.
Mi to? Okej.
It produced a dull sound when I rapped my knuckle against it. It produced a dull sound. It produced a dull sound.
Okej. Mam straszną obawę, że musimy po prostu zagrać muzykę na tych rzeczach na rusztowaniu. Jeszcze w odpowiedniej kolejności poklikać pewnie. Cholera.
My mother always said cleanliness is next to godliness.
Mhm.
I lit the candles on the candelabra.
To przypadkiem nie jest melodia z Far Cry'a Daisy?
Coffee-stained mug
Chyba nie.
had been left by the altar. A modern plaster altar had been built.
Mhm.
A statue of the Madonna and Child watched over the chapel. It was a half-empty bottle of turpentine.
A co to jest terpentyna? Bo tak trochę...
I put the shavings in the mug.
Ma dać... A wlejmy może w sumie do kubka?
That wouldn't have worked.
Nie. Dobra, a...
I lit the shavings. They smelled not completely unlike sandalwood.
O!
The shavings were slowly burning inside the mug.
Coś czuję. Nie, nie mówcie, że się będą gasić co chwilę. Muszę co jakiś czas podpalać, żeby... zgasiły się. Nie wiem, dajmy tu lusterko może, można?
I rested the side mirror precariously on the candelabra.
Okej. Szlak.
I rested the side.
Dobra, i spróbujmy też, nie wiem, związać może?
I secured the mirror in place with some yarn.
O, kurde, skomentował coś jeszcze. No i dobra, zobaczmy, da nam coś, jakiś efekt wow?
Now that was something. the light from the candelabra spilled over the Black Madonna like waves of spiritual goodness in candle form.
Nie wiem, może te wióry trzeba jakoś połączyć? Można. Tutaj też z niczym waży.
I put the scented shavings in the mug. I lit the scented shavings. A sweet aroma started to fill the room.
No i jakby nie patrzeć, zostało nam najgorsze. Pytanie. A jeszcze skrzynka z narzędziami? Chyba, że jakieś narzędzie, które będzie jako instrument służyło, tam jest. No, młotek. No tak. No to teraz się zacznie zabawa.
The hammer produced a promising sound. That sounded like an A.
Oh fuck.
What are you up to?
Look, I made a Churchenspiel. A.
To?
A.
Też ej.
B, if I wasn't mistaken.
O kur... Co masz tak na nutach? Ja się w ogóle się znam.
That didn't sound right. Not a pleasant sound.
Coś z tą tarką jeszcze trzeba pewnie zrobić.
Well, that was fun.
Ej, gdzie uciekasz?
That would...
Nie. Szkoda. Nie wiem, co z tą tarką zrobić. Pachołek tu jest. Może jednak tarka nie będzie potrzebna?
It wasn't exactly a note, but using the hammer was a great idea.
Może tamten...
I
O,
poured the turpentine into the paint can.
dobra. Jaka to jest teraz ten?
The hammer produced a promising sound. A
Czyli...
paint can was hanging. It looked just like its neighbor.
Dobra, dusza. Kurczę, nie dowiem się, jaki to dźwięk.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, George.
Hey, that tune you were whistling earlier, it sounded familiar.
Oh, it's Schubert's Ave Maria.
A, dobra.
Important days. He
Jednak nie.
and Pearl used to hang out with the Campanology Society. It was Pearl's favorite.
Okej.
Oh, excuse me. Pearl. There. Do you...
Raz, nie wiem, może poda jakieś te nazwy nut, bo... Że tak jak mi to niewiele da.
The hammer produced A,
A,
an F sharp,
i E, F... Tak?
G, B, A, F sharp, G, F sharp, G, B, A, Gee, I had it. It was the tune Dwayne was humming.
George, that's Ave Maria. Let me have a go.
Wow, you really nailed that, Nico.
Yep, this mop really is pretty special.
Wiem, że 5 dłuższe.
Leave this to me.
Aha, to.
Pumpkin? Oh my!
What?
The sound of angels, the lights of heaven, the smell of piety, and
Yes?
the Madonna, I do believe. Tears. She's crying, Dwayne. The Madonna's crying. Little Timmy. Wrong side of the road. Not my fault. The broken leg. Compensation claim. Forgive me, poor Timmy.
Oh, Pearl, my precious. You're such a sensitive soul.
Well, now that's done. I feel my soul's floating on air. We can get on with our pilgrimage.
To było
Dwayne.
spoko.
Just another 1,000 clicks to go.
Pearl was back to her usual cheery self.
Okej. To mogę z nią teraz pogadać i coś to da nam?
Mrs. Henderson,
George, dear boy.
how you feeling?
Oh, just fine, thank you. I have just seen a miracle, George. It's all gonna be all right from now.
I'm sure it is, Mrs. Henderson. I'm sure it is.
I jedziemy
So,
od nowa.
Pearl, what have you been up to since we last met?
Well, George, I've been on a journey.
Oh, really? Well, what kind of journey?
A spiritual one. A journey along the road to enlightenment.
Wow. And is that what brought you here?
It is. Though Santa Cova is but one step on that road.
What's so special about Santa Cova?
It's an ancient and very holy place. I've spent the last year researching it, and I can truly say there is nothing I do not know about it.
I don't suppose you'd know anything about that rock out there?
No, only that for 1,000 years, people have claimed to see a face in its shapes.
Still, keeping busy, Dwayne?
Like the man said, George, that old kaleidoscope keeps getting shaken, and the pieces are ever in flux.
Guess it's your job to pick 'em up, huh?
Well, somebody has to do it, compadre.
I enjoyed talking to Dwayne, but I was rarely any the wiser afterwards. What can you tell me about the statue?
I read that the Black Madonna has been here since the 9th century. She's called the Virgin of Montserrat.
Jaka oryginalna
Some say
nazwa.
the original was moved to the cathedral. But Dwayne and I know that's just a bluff, don't we, honey?
Jeje.
We sure do. This one is the real McCoy.
Spróbowałby się z nim nie zgodzić, ale byłaby
Tell me
kłótnia.
about Santa Cova.
Well, dear, they call it the Chapel of the Holy Grotto. It was built directly into the mountain itself in 1696. It survived the Napoleonic Wars, mudslides, Civil War. But the chapel is still standing today. It's a miracle.
Miracle, dokładnie.
Restoration.
What was that, dear?
Yes, a miracle.
No dobra, w sumie.
Pearl,
Coś
does
było.
this mean anything to you?
O,
Nothing, dear.
a,
Apart from the obvious Gnostic connotations, of course.
What?
You know, the Dominicans. All those Gnostic saints. Doubting Thomas, Judas, and you see the woman in the red cloak? The infamous Mary Magdalene herself.
A lady in red.
That's enough now, Dwayne. You know my feelings about her.
Pearl knew her Gnostic onions, all right.
Then there's the Ouroboros, of course.
oskubana.
Something special about it?
Well, if I remember rightly, there was an Ouroboros right here in this chapel. Back in the 30s and 40s, the chapel was renovated. The workmen uncovered numerous symbols carved in the rock.
Wow.
Amongst them was a fine Ouroboros.
But that's amazing. So, where is it?
Oh, it's not there now.
Oh,
It was considered blasphemous, so they plastered over it. Sweetheart, I think it's time for us to go.
Gdzieś tu
The
musi
road
być. Ja
to
czuję, że właśnie w
enlightenment
tym
waits for no
ołtarzyku.
woman.
Tis the
nic.
pilgrim's lot, George.
It was so nice to see you
No, no,
again.
miło było.
And meet your girlfriend.
We're not.
Take this radio, Nico. Never know when you might need it. And keep an
no tak.
eye on our boy George here.
Poor little lost lamb.
I'm not.
Don't worry, this little lamb's in safe hands. Bon voyage.
Bye-bye, dears.
Tyle lat razem i jeszcze nic nie zaiskrzyło między nimi. Ach, smutna historia. Mnie to minutą cieszy dla naszego przyjaciela
Nico, don't
George'a,
get
że nie wszedł z friendzonu.
Little lamb?
Let's focus on the task in hand, shall we? Okay. This Ouroboros that Pearl mentioned,
You're right. We need to find it.
Dobra. Mam coś czym... Młotek. Właśnie.
I hoped this was the right thing to do.
Ta-dam!
Hey, Nico, I found the Ouroboros.
So what now?
Pearl was right. The plaster had covered an Ouroboros. The medallion matched the Ouroboros in the wall.
No to wpadaj. Kurde, nie, komentuj
I
tylko.
pushed the Ouroboros, but nothing happened.
Może trzymajcie mnie.
The medallion matched the Ouroboros in the wall.
No, to czemu go nie... Nie wiem, może jeszcze poskubać to ma bardziej.
I'd already found the Ouroboros. There was no need.
A, no to nie kumam, co teraz mam niby zrobić?
Why didn't Marquez want his
Ouroboros pasuje do tego w ścianie.
The medallion matched the Ouroboros in the wall.
No i ja się cieszę z tego powodu, naprawdę. I jestem mega
The
szczęśliwy,
medallion
ale...
matched the Ouroboros in the wall. That would be. That
To jest, wiecie, takie... Nie chcę wstać to, co powinien, no to próbujemy obczaić, o co biega. Może z Niką ma pogadać.
Hey, Nico. So, what did you mean by smells, bells, and heavenly lights?
I'm talking about the authentic church experience.
Oh, I see. Smells, bells, and heavenly lights. Got any ideas?
If the Ouroboros represents hidden knowledge, maybe there's something else we need to do before it's revealed.
Say what?
How come your Ave Maria sounds so much better than mine?
Catholic upbringing.
How do you like my lights, Nico?
They look heavenly, George.
Cholera. Chyba, że...
That wouldn't work.
Chyba, że...
That wouldn't.
To zgubiałem.
Couldn't leave now. Not when we were so close.
Jest... O, balkon.
The view over the valley was spectacular.
To by było na tyle. Dobra, mamy tu jeszcze możliwość chyba podniesienia świec. Licznie. Możemy jeszcze? Nie. Co ja mam z tym teraz zrobić?
I didn't want to set my... Nope. I needed to try. There was a recess in the wall with a Latin word carved above it. Puritas. Purity. I'd seen that word before somewhere.
Trzeba tą świeczkę dać.
What was that noise? I knew it. Another secret.
O nie.
Amazing, George. How did you do it?
Just another case of the old Stobart magic, I guess, Nico.
Ja, pewnie.
It looks a little dark in there.
Oj, tam mamy zapałki.
Are you
Damy radę.
scared, George?
Of course not. Just worried about you tripping. That's all.
Pewnie. Po krótkiej spinaczce w egipskich ciemnościach.
Whoa, this is one dark cave.
O, świetnie.
It's the door that worries me, George.
I'm sure the door
Wiecie, że
opens
tylko się
again.
zamknęła, nie zaczęła jakaś pułapka czasowa się pojawiać, nie? Na kolce sufitu.
Now we panic. Help! I gotta say, Nico, you're pretty calm about this.
Traveling with you, George, I've got used to this kind of thing.
W sumie tak.
If I panicked every time a door shut behind us, probably forever, well,
You're right. What was I thinking? You see if you can get the door open, and I'll go check out the dark, evil-smelling cave.
Dobra, przydałoby się jakieś światło
Bumming
zapalić.
around in the dark wasn't going to be fun. But heck, I'd spent a lifetime doing it, so what was new?
O, jedną zapałkę mamy teraz tylko, tak?
I
Świetnie.
didn't want to use my last match until I absolutely... The wall felt like it had something carved into it. The thing had branches like a tree.
O. Może jednak.
I needed to save the match.
Nie gładki kamień, Boże, coś wysokiego.
The match might have helped, but it was the only one I had.
Może nie.
It felt cold and smooth, like worn stone. It was a small, round object made of fabric with a musty smell.
Może.
Using my last match to identify the fabric was not going to... It was cold to the touch and felt like carved rock.
Twardego. O, tu coś jeszcze. Dziura. Aha. Dziura bez dna, świetnie. Lepki otwór. Ściana. Gładki kamień, coś takiego. Coś dużego.
The carved stone felt like the branches of a tree.
Aha, dobra.
It was a flat surface like stone.
O, lipa.
For a moment, I imagined falling forever in the dark. But it was just my imagination running wild. The floor was solid.
Okej.
I could feel something smooth and spherical with clumps of what
O,
felt like fur or hair.
w końcu. Dobra, czyli jak tu już nie zapalisz, ani nigdzie nie zapalisz.
I didn't want to use my last match until I
Nie wierzę, po prostu nie wierzę. Może włóczkę?
That was
No, myślałem, że włoży, podpali tą włóczkę i będzie spoko. Ale nie, po co? Płatki kamień, coś wysokiego, ściana, wytwór wyobraźni.
no idea what might be lurking in the dark.
Aha, okej. Coś tego, gładki kamień. Przedmiot.
It was a small stuffed animal
Ooh.
of some kind. Short-haired. I guessed it was a tailless squirrel. Or perhaps a
Podpalmy.
small badger?
Please. Nie no, ale poważnie, no i... Jaki minął, zanim coś znajdę tu do podpalenia. O, kamienny przedmiot, tego jeszcze nie było.
Hey, Nico, I think I found some light.
Dzięki ci, panie, no. Wow.
Whoa.
Wow, ho, ho. Hej,
You must
prawo
be
autorskie.
kidding. Ramon said he disappeared while searching the mountains for the tabula.
So this is where he ended up. Dead in a cave. Hole in the head dead. Decomposing for decades dead. And on closer inspection, I'd even say blown your own brains out dead.
Okay, George, I get the point. What is this place?
Who knows? But look at the Gnostic symbols.
You're right. The colors, the trees. But who is she?
It looks like the Virgin Mary, but I don't think it is.
What do you mean?
The red robes and that whole off-the-shoulder look? It must be Mary Magdalene, of course. Marquez told me that the Gnostics revered her. This place, it's some kind of Gnostic shrine.
There's got to be something to release that door. Maybe amongst these carvings.
But if it was that obvious, don't you think Ganon would have found it?
Kurde, dobra. To był troszkę męczący odcinek. Znaczy męczący, dużo tutaj było takich nawet zagadek, albo rozwiązań, albo poszukiwania miejsca, gdzie można głupią zapałkę zapalić. Więc tutaj na razie sobie zrobię przerwę i widzimy się już niebawem w kolejnym odcinku. Niebawem, po prostu. Trzymajcie się i do następnego. Chaos.